Hello guys, so today I'm gonna review season 2 of Daryl Dixon, The Walking Dead, Book of Carol, since this season's gonna have, I guess, Carol, trying to look for Daryl. So I guess it's kind of still with this group, and I guess the kid who, I guess, is the main reason why he wants to stay, because, yeah, I guess he doesn't want him to die, and it doesn't seem like he's capable of living by himself. Like when Daryl's trying to teach him to be able to fight against walkers, and who knows if he'll get to a point where he needs to be able to defend himself against humans too. Yeah. And then he's a part of this group who I guess doesn't want him to be able to defend himself, which is weird. So it's like a worse version of all life is precious, because you're not even allowed to kill walkers too. Because at least Morgan in his all life is precious stage is fine killing walkers because they're already dead, but the guy who's in charge of this place, he doesn't want the kid to kill anyone. It's just kind of ridiculous. I'm guessing some of their friends end up getting captured, so they end up trying to ambush the villain from the previous season and get everyone back. Yeah, and then you're gonna get to like the stuff that Carol's doing. But yeah, this guy, I can't tell if he's gonna be a villain yet or not. I can't remember if they even fully confirmed that he is possibly a villain, but it just feels like it's going to go into that territory. Yeah, who knows if she's working with the main villain from the previous season, but he doesn't seem like a full good guy, so I guess we'll see. Yeah. And Daryl, he's just like kind of aggroing against him in some points when it comes to survival, and this guy just wants to be a full pacifist more than flipping Morgan. But yeah, we'll find out his true intentions soon. Because it's unclear if he's actually a good guy or not. And I don't know, can't trust him. And then they just have a little scene together, and it'd be funny if this becomes Daryl's new girlfriend. Yeah, and Carol, she's trying to find Daryl. And it's cool they brought her into this season because she's a badass, one of the best characters in The Walking Dead. She's come a long way. She ends up flipping torturing these biker guys that Daryl was working with in the previous season. Flipping getting Daryl's crossbow and just shooting him in the leg until they gave her the information that she wants. Yeah. Go to this guy who has a plane, I guess, and then text their car. Just so fuck life. And I guess she ends up finding some guy who just seems like he's at his lowest point. We're not really sure what to expect from this guy at first, but then Carol basically finds out that he lost his son and he's just been trying to survive on his own, and he ends up finding some plane that gives him the will to survive because I guess his son also liked planes, so it was like a sign or something. And he says when he's up in the sky, it makes him feel like he's not in the apocalypse. And I guess that gave him some kind of way to cope, and he just looked after this place. And he kind of buried his son in like one of these places too, yeah. And he ends up letting Carol stay, but just for the night, because he's not sure if he should fully trust her. Because, this is like flipping over 10 years into the apocalypse. I'm surprised he'd even let her in, to be honest. Like, make her sleep in a car. In real life, I don't know how things would go. But yeah, Carol just got suspicious of that place, but when she went in, she kind of found out it was like basically a memorial area for, the son. You're seeing his toy plane and stuff, but then walkers end up getting inside when she breaks out. And she has to kill them all, and he kind of gets a bit pissed afterwards. Because yeah, this whole place just actually makes her think of Sophia, and we kind of get like flashbacks and stuff. Yeah. And when I get to the scene where they show flowers, I thought she was going to think of, look at the flowers of all the scenes. But, this is more focused on her getting to Daryl, so I guess that's what would be on her mind, yeah. But she basically ends up fighting off the walkers, and the guy comes back and he's not happy. Basically messing up the area of his son's grave, so yeah, he's not really happy and wants her to leave soon, I guess she tries to talk to him about his son. And yeah, it's just cool that he's actually survived for this long in that kind of situation, man. He just tried to keep going. And, she feels sorry for him, but then she ends up basically revealing that she was kind of lying to him the whole time, but then still also lying at the same time. She basically says that, she's looking for Sophia and that she's possibly still alive, but, she went off with Ned in France. And we all know the true story that, Ned basically died so early on, and then Sophia sadly died in the barn going into season 2. So now she's kind of using a lie, saying that her daughter's still alive and could be in France, instead of just saying that someone she's really close to is in France. But I don't know if you'd want to go. Basically, Sophia's using her trauma and then combining it with his trauma to make her, to make the pilot actually want to go. Like feeling like, man, I couldn't save my son, but at least I could save her daughter. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, and I guess that was her plan, to make him actually want to go. Even though at first he kind of turns her down, but it's just like, it just feels like this is what I'm meant to do. And then he hasn't really got anything else going on apart from just looking after the place and just surviving. And yeah, this guy just reminds me of Morgan so much because of his staff and stuff. But yeah, feels like a villain version now. And it looks like Carol's leaving, but then, he gets back to her, saying they're planning where they're going to go. Carol's saying that she has an address. But maybe for Daryl anyway. And then they're planning to ambush the main villain and getting all the hostages back. And it seems like the plan kind of fails at first. Like the mines don't go off, so Daryl just goes straight up to the car and just shoots it. Takes down flipping one of the cars, and then prepares to shoot the other people in the van, the truck that have the hostages, and everyone else ends up helping. Yeah. And at the same time, Carl has to deal with the walkers, actually coming inside of the place. So I guess the pilot has to get ready to leave. Like, there's no way to defend them off, because I don't know if Carl would have been fine trying to fight him off. So, because I feel like in some ways she does care about this place, because of, it's basically a memorial for his son. So yeah, and she knows how it feels to lose a kid many times. And yeah, he ends up basically having the main villain in his sight. Could have just killed her here, but I think even if he did kill her, would things really end here? Because I just feel like that guy is possibly a villain too. I just, if he feels so off, and I think Daryl knows he's a bit off too. Maybe that's why he didn't want to leave. Who knows? But she ends up escaping, and then the walkers getting closer, so they end up taking off. Yeah. Because of some dumb explosion where she escapes. And yeah, they're basically coming to help Daryl. At least they, somewhat get a victory anyway. And I think they're just basically showing after this scene, like, what's going to be happening in this season. But I didn't really watch it because I want things to be a surprise. I don't want to see everything. Because when I watched the Daryl Dixon season 2 trailer, I feel like they kind of showed a bit too much. And it's just funny that the first episode, they could have took out the main villain from season 1. Though I don't feel like things would have stopped even if they took him out. Because I just feel like the guy who is the leader of that place that Daryl's in is possibly a villain. And it will probably be true. But hey, it would be cool to have a Asian villain for once. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. Good first episode. I guess I'll still be watching this. I just hope it doesn't have some boring episodes like season 1. Because season 1 was good. It's just some episodes were just, I feel like we could have got some better material with some of the episodes, but then there was ones that was actually pretty good. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just feel like some of the stuff we're getting with the spin-offs right now, I feel like they could have just did it in a season 12 of The Walking Dead. And I don't even know if it's a budget thing or not, because if they're able to have a whole show in France, I don't know, they could have just had Dead City, Daryl Dixon, and the ones who live all in the same season, because they could just finish up still Rick's story, and then they could come back when I guess the others come back. Maggie, if Negan even gets to come back, Daryl. Yeah, I feel like they all could have just came back, to be honest. Yeah, and then they could just find a proper ending for the show. And the way how they handled the RCM is just, I feel like they should have been the final threat instead of being such an easy threat to take out. It's kind of a joke. Yeah, because if that was the final threat, that would have been perfect. But yeah, they could have just did a Game of Thrones where they have the characters separate and they're kind of doing their own thing. And it would have been the season 12 that we could have got, but at least we still get to see how these stories end up ending for these characters. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. Hope you enjoyed the review. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.